All right, welcome back. I believe we are here. We are good to go. Welcome back to an all-new episode of Let's Talk Lions. Today, I got my guy, Dose of Dion, hanging out. Dude, it's been a while, it feels like. I mean, I was on your show, I think, a week and a half ago, but it's been a while since I had you here. How you doing, man?
Yeah, it has been, man. It has. I've been doing great. When we first touched on, the Lions are now winning, so everything just feels a little bit better. The energy is just so much better right now. Yeah. It's a lot of positives to talk about.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Very good.
You have a good Christmas?
I did. I had a great I got some Lions shoes, and that was it, man. That was it for me. Now
I've never seen those sneakers before. Or cleats?
Yeah, do you want to see them? They're right here.
Obviously, I want to see them. Okay. Get them on the screen, man.
I'm struggling because I'm like, I needed shoes, so they got me shoes, but I'm like, man, I don't even know if I want to wear these. Like, to me, man, these things are just,
oh God,
wow, man. Like, I'm just like, I don't know if I want to wear those. Like, I'm struggling here, but there's a Lion logo in there. Yeah, man.
Those are nice.
Hey, I got hooked up, man.
Man, congratulations. Those are clean, dude.
Yeah, man. Those are sweet.
All right. Well, for Christmas, I was showing people last week. I got this cool Sherlock Holmes book, man. Look at this thing.
Okay.
This thing's great.
I was going to ask what that was. I saw that in the background. I'm like, that looks different.
Yeah, my sister got it for me.
That's like an actual book. Like, you read that?
Yeah. It's got all like the Sherlock Holmes, stories and whatnot within it. So yeah. So I'll probably hit that next. I'm reading like a detective mystery at the moment. So once I'm done with that one, I'll hit some Sherlock Holmes. Always read before I go to sleep.
Ooh, that feels like that's a good habit. That's probably something that
it's an old man habit.
It's probably better than the whole laying on my phone before I sleep. That's probably a better habit.
Hey. Well, dude, thank you for being here. I also just want to thank the chat. I see there's 25 people here. Thank you for liking the stream, doing all the things. YouTube GM, my guy, throwing in that donation. I appreciate it. He says, like the video. This dude is awesome. No hat, thumbs up, fire. And I'm not sure what those emojis mean specifically here.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, no, I am serious. What does that mean?
I think it's the see, look, you read all the books, man. I'm surprised you don't know. I think it's the whole no cap, meaning factual.
You know what, man? I'm 30. I'm 30. I don't know. Maybe this is a generational difference here.
Hey, I be missing a lot of this stuff too. I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm bad with when it. Like, you would think what we do, we'd be so great at social media.
You would think.
You're
you would
so
imagine.
much better than I am at that. Like, I'm so terrible at it, man. I'm so awful at social media. I don't know how to work anything. I just found out today there's a Twitter Blue.
What is a Twitter Blue?
Okay, if you open Twitter and you go to the left side, there's a thing that says Twitter Blue, and it has like features that you pay
Really?
monthly.
Is that new? Maybe Elon. Maybe that came with Elon Musk.
Man, it must have.
He might have done that.
Found that out.
Yeah, that might be really new with the turnover. And for all of you who are here today thinking that you were coming for Lions info, no, we're talking about Elon Musk this evening. No.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here, everybody. We're obviously going to break down Lions, Packers. But first, Dose, something I was wondering is, I remember having a preseason chat with you before the season began, just kind of talking about like, hey, where do we think the Lions are going to end up? What was your original prediction for the Detroit Lions, and how you feeling now?
Yeah, I feel like I don't know what I would have said on here. I probably said something similar. I think when I ended up actually doing the schedule, I think I ended up at 11-6.
Okay.
But I'm assuming when we talked, I was probably like 10-7. I was probably because I thought we'd be a wild card team.
Yes.
I didn't think we'd win the division. I thought the Packers would. And I thought this game was going to be a game that we'd win, and then we'd play Green Bay round 1, and we'd beat them again. That was my thought.
Oh, shoot!
Yeah, I'm so hyped for this game, man. I have so much confidence, and I'm glad it's coming down to this. Like, can I ask you, are you one of those that are like happy? Like, let's say for example, hey, they might add 8 playoff teams. Who knows? But let's say for example though, Seattle loses, and it's a whoever wins gets in. Are you happy about that, or were you someone that's like, man, I would have liked to avoid that? Where, hey, if we could have just took care of business against Carolina, like you don't necessarily you don't feel real confident about this.
Yeah,
because to me, I'm all in for this. Like I'm happy that it's coming down to this.
Sure, no, man, I'm with you in the fact that like whatever it takes to get in the playoffs, I would have been really excited about. Like had we beaten Carolina, that's the situation you're in. However, going into the Jets game, so what is that, 4 weeks ago? I remember texting my brother. And I was like, honestly, man, like, I think we run the table, but if we don't, so be it, because I want to slay the giant and prove to the NFL, prove to everybody else, like, we're here and we're here to stay. Like, the Lions are legit, and it's not just this thing where it's like, oh, well, okay, it's Lions versus Packers game, doesn't matter, Lions are already in. I'm like, you know what? Let it be this. Let's freaking go. Let's take the W and slay the giant in front of everybody. So that's kind of where I have been at since the Jets game, and that's where I'm sticking, you know.
I love that. No, I absolutely love that, man. And that's exactly how I look at it too. It's like this has been the king of the North. I don't care that the Vikings won the division.
Right.
This is the king of the North.
Right.
And now it's flexed for Green Bay. Not for us, for Green Bay. Because everybody wants to see that. Now, here's my thing, though. Conspiracy theory, real quick.
Talk to me.
Did the NFL know that they were going to go to 8 games? And that's why they flexed us after Green Bay, because they said it doesn't matter. Because Seattle fans are not happy that we play afterwards, and I get it. I'd be upset too.
Yeah.
But if they already kind of had an idea, hey, we're probably going to move this to 8 teams. We're just not going to put it out there. We're going to flex this, though, because that happened beginning of the week. Now it could be like, oh, well, hey, they knew that doesn't really matter because they're still playing to get in regardless. Conspiracy. Probably not true. But
yeah, when was the announcement made of Sunday Night Football that we got that? Was that Monday?
I think so. Yeah. It was like beginning of the week, right? Was it Monday?
It's either Monday or Tuesday, because obviously the Damar Hamlin, that was Monday Night Football.
Yep.
Which great news regarding him. That's huge. Hearing that he's able to actually write. I mean, that's incredible, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
I went to sleep that night, dude. I went to sleep and I didn't know. And I woke up to like 30 text messages and an onslaught of I was like, I don't even know what's going on. And then like looking it up, that was heart-wrenching, dude.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, like you said, we finally got some good news, it looks like.
I know. Praise God.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I feel for Seattle fans. The Seattle Seahawks fan base and that team got absolutely jabroned here, because for them to have to be like, wow, you're just choosing Green Bay. Right. You're choosing Aaron Rodgers, saying like, that's the narrative that we want. That's the script that we want. Screw you. This is what we care about. And I'm like, Seattle's they're the better squad. They deserve that to be able to look and say, what do we have to do? It shouldn't have come down to like, us and Green Bay. However, I'll take it. I'm like, so be it.
Seattle was scheduled to play after us originally, right? I believe they were scheduled at 4.
They were scheduled at 4, yeah.
So it's kind of like, to your point, what the heck? Like, I'd be losing it. I'm like, what?
I'd be pissed. Because now Seattle's like, well, now we got to stay up until 11:30 to find out what the deal is. Like, are we going? We got to watch them? I don't know. It's just kind of a fascinating move, and it's classic NFL. And if I could get on the conspiracy train for just a second, I will never doubt that there is a conspiracy going on with all of that. I can't doubt it. After the Dallas Cowboys, Detroit Lions.
Oh, goodness.
Never doubt ever.
Oh, goodness.
Ever again. Hey, everybody, thank you for being here. I see there's 38 of you. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Keep this baby going. Good to see you all. Yeah, man, this is going to be a wild game. And I'm amped about it. Having a couple people over for it. I'm amped to see what Detroit does because we're either playing spoiler or I guess at that point we're going to the wild card. But if this gets bumped to 8 teams, now the Lions, doesn't matter what the Seahawks do. All we got to do is win.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy here, man.
It's unreal. You know, and I don't know if you've seen any of the Stafford stuff, but I didn't realize that he was taken off of IR this week. It's like, man, look, something's got to happen. Either that dude needs to get out there and give us one.
Yo.
Or they need to make this 8 teams. It feels like it's meant to be, doesn't it? I don't want to be talking crazy, but it does feel like it's meant to be.
Could you imagine?
Hey, look, man.
The magnificence of that. If Matt Stafford had to get out there and win one for the boys.
Yep. And I don't doubt it. You know, I don't doubt it. I haven't seen anything official, but I don't doubt that there's that thought, that he has that thought. Hey, I'm good. I'm not good enough to go. Hey, we can play, coach. I can play. Because I know McVay's not going to be selling it in. You know, he's going to be playing to win.
Yeah. No. That's not the McVay way. And even if Stafford is not the one, Kelly will be the one to push Matt Stafford into that.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you're right.
What's going on, Kevin? What up, Jay? How's the arm doing? Hey, hands good. You know, still working on the grip strength. I broke my thumb earlier this season. We're getting there, Kevin. Thank you for asking. Can't wait for Williams to be the first 1,000-yard rusher since Bush. That's a question for you, Dose. Do the Detroit Lions re-sign Jamal Williams? What do you think the chances are, and where do you stand on Jamal?
Man, I mean, you just hit me with the tough ones. You know, okay, real quick, I didn't realize I could see the chat from this. This is like game changing. This is absolutely game changing. Hey, this is amazing. Do I think we re-sign Jamal? I do. If at this moment I think this team re-signs Jamal, to me, I think it's bigger than on the field with him. I think it is, man. I just think it's part of the team. I mean, we all saw the clip last year, or I believe that was the beginning of this year. You know how fired up he was, how emotional he was.
Yeah.
Yes. You're losing a part of that, and to put on top of it, it's not like there's any reason not to bring him back unless the price gets crazy.
Right.
You know what he is? He's reliable. He's the same dude, and he plays a lot. It's like because other than that, I mean, you have question marks. You have question marks on guys playing and guys that you trust to be out there. I know Craig is back, and I think there's a chance they draft someone kind of high. I wouldn't be shocked, but I think if I had to bet, Jamal's coming back.
Yeah, and it gets weird because then you start – because I'm with you. I think that we do re-sign him, and I want to re-sign him because I love Jamal. He is the heartbeat of the Detroit Lions in a way that is unlike anything I've seen, and he's really the heartbeat. He's the backbone. He is carrying this team in like that fashion. Obviously, like you look at Swift, who had a rough year due to injury, and when he's been out there and when he has been healthy, Swift has been incredible. I look at last week; he looked like himself. You know, he looked like him versus Philly. But then I start wondering what's going to happen to Swift. Is Swift somebody that we move on from? We don't have to get into that, but I don't know if you have any thoughts or.
It feels impossible to answer, kind of, because to me, I look at it as he's under contract next year. I think it's like this: if you get a solid deal for him, I think he's probably gone. I think if they had a solid trade offer, I think they'd move him. Because I don't think like Hawk. I don't think Hawk was like they were looking to trade him. I think it was the offer came there, and he's like, this is just too good to pass up.
Yeah.
And knowing Brad Holmes, I wouldn't be shocked if he took a second round running back. Like, it wouldn't surprise me. He's done things like that in the past with that, or he's been part of that. So it wouldn't shock me because they want to run the football. But right. I think Swift comes back just because he's under contract. Now if we had to re-sign him, now it's a big question because I don't know. I don't think he gets extension after this year.
Yeah.
even though you can negotiate, I don't think it happens. I think he comes back probably, and then we'll see after the year after that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. He's a guy that I want to have back, but it kind of scares me what's going to happen on the market and if he would want. I can't imagine him wanting out, especially now seeing the Lions actually making the progress that we're making and setting the tone. And like, here comes the Lions for the future. If there's anything about this, if we lose to Green Bay, heck, if we beat Green Bay, but Seattle also wins and there is no 8th seed, that doesn't exist, and the Lions don't make the playoffs, bro, the end of this season, not even the end, the back half of this season has been electric, and it has proven that we are going in the right direction. That we are in the right direction. I said I need 8 W's this year to know that we're going in the right direction, and we have it, and I believe it, and I think the players do too, man.
Yes. Yeah. Here. Okay. Quick little thought, and I've been spreading this around. Quick thought. This is massive because of a couple things. First off, like we said, this is the king of the North. We're taking them down in their house. Okay. Everybody thinks they're going to win. We're taking them down in their house. If you do that, everybody in the league is watching this game. This is a playoff. This is playoff intentions. There's a story behind it. It's Sunday Night Football. It's the last game. Free agents are watching this.
Yes.
Because they're looking at it saying, look, you just took down Green Bay. There's one thing that we have, I believe, over the rest of the North that makes us tough next year is we have consistency. We know every key thing that's going to be here next year. We know our quarterback. We know our coach, our GM, our edge rushers, our tackle. We have all those things in place, and now we're adding to it. Yeah. I think you look at those dudes that are 32 years old, the guys that go sign the one-year deals, this is what they're looking at. And you beat Green Bay, that's really intriguing. And I wouldn't be shocked if you get a couple of those dudes this offseason.
Dang, bro. Now, that's a great point. The free agency pool and guys looking at signing for that 1 year, 2 year thing. I mean, you could see guys coming to Detroit. That would be incredible to see people want to sign here. Something I was looking at, just want to get your thoughts on, coming up against this Packers team. The first time that we played the Packers here in Detroit, Lions win 15-9. It was a weird game. Like, it was a defensive battle in which Aaron Rodgers didn't seem to trust his wideouts yet, and that was really in the beginning of our turnaround. I think we had beaten the Bears, then we came home, played the Packers. Do you fear, though, because seeing that first game, it was pretty run, like, Rodgers would scramble. They couldn't get anything cooking, and the air was rough. He threw 3 picks. He had 5 passes defended against. I'm pretty sure Joseph Kirby had an incredible day. So I'm just wondering, what do you see, and are you looking at like, hey, this is probably going to be a little bit more pass heavy because the Packers are kind of figuring it out. Christian Watson getting better. Are you looking at, hey, this game's going to be more pass heavy, run heavy? What are you seeing? Where do you stand there?
Are you saying for Green Bay or for us?
Oh, I'm sorry, for Green Bay. For Green Bay.
For Green Bay. I think you make a great point because it feels like there's a lot that's changed. And it's just it is what it, like, as fans, we know what it is to go to Green Bay. So there is that slight like nervousness, like, yeah, this is gonna be tough. Like, it just doesn't happen for us. I think Green Bay, based on how they've played and how they've got to where they are, I think turnovers has been the biggest key. Because even the games that they're winning, it's like they're just winning the turnover battle massively. Yeah. And last time, like you said, we won it, and 2 of them were in the end zone.
Yep.
I think we see running. I honestly think we see more rushing. Reason being is flip it. I think offensively, there's a big difference. Last time we played Green Bay, we didn't have Shark. We didn't have J-Mo. We didn't have some of those dudes. Tom Kennedy, Kyle, like those were our big guys. We had St. Brown, that's it. I think that's the difference. We have some weapons this time around. Flip to the other side, Green Bay, I think they're going to be leaning more run, but here's why I'm confident. Last time we played Green Bay, they did not run the ball well at all. Their 2 running backs were shut down, and I think that's going to happen again because I believe we can stop the run when we have guys in position. It's the cutbacks. It's everything that gets to the edge on us. It's those things.
It's the edge, bro.
It's exactly what it is, but Green Bay doesn't have that threat. They don't have that threat. And they can try it. We obviously slowed it down with Fields this last week, but it still leaves some holes then in the interior because you have less guys there. But I think Green Bay doesn't have that threat. Rodgers isn't going to take off and run consistently, right? He's not going to run a quarterback sweep like Fields. So that's not something we have to worry about this week. Sure. I think it's going to be about that run game, and I think we're going to shut it down. And that's why I'm super confident because I think we're going to win on both sides in that. I think we're going to run well, and we're going to shut down their run.
I love it. Hey, shout out to Lions fan one Paul. Hey, appreciate the donation, my guy. Lions will win. Also pray for DeMar Hamlin. We are hearing good news about him. We were talking about that a little bit earlier, which is huge. Bro, the run game, I agree with you, and it's off the edge because our guys, when we stack in the middle, like we got some beefy boys. We got beefy boys that are able to shut down the run. We've done it consistently, really, in this back half.
Yeah.
It was the Carolina game that punched us in the mouth.
Yes,
but then
it was.
We came back off of that. We came back hot against Chicago, and it's funny because like. I've had Packers fans drop into the comment section, and some Packers fans had some things to say, and that's fine because it's trash talk. It's all well and good. However, when I look at the Packers, though their comeback has been good, I look at the Packers, I look at the Lions. The Lions are the better team. Period. I really believe it. I think that the Lions are the better team between the two because I look at the Packers and their comeback story. Okay, so they've won the last 4 games. They beat the Bears. So what? So what? We clapped the Bears. They beat the Rams. Big whoop. The Rams are a broken squad. They beat the Finns. Now, I'll give them the Finns because the Finns are a good team. However, the Finns are on a 5-game lose skid. And then they beat the Vikings. And I'll say it again. Big deal. We clapped the Vikings as well.
Yeah.
So, I guess what I'm trying to get at here is I don't think that there should be ultra confidence coming from Green Bay or Green Bay fans. I think that this is going to be a great game. It's going to be a tough game. But I don't look at this and say, "Oh yeah, we're going into Lambeau, we're screwed."
Right. You said it. You took the words. Look, I'm with you. We are the better team in this game. Like I know you look at Green Bay is you're just basing it on what's happening before in Lambeau. Like there's nothing based on this year that would tell you that Green Bay is the better squad. Even that Vikings game you bring up, like how much had to go right? The game was 14-3 before Rodgers got on the field.
Literally.
They had to have a kickoff return. They had multiple turnovers for us. Like you had to have so many weird things work out your way.
Yeah.
Team for team, they're not the better team in this game.
No.
So I'm with you, man. And you may burn this. I don't have any concerns about playing outdoor either because I think we're better on both run games, offense and defense. And on top of that, I think we can play in the cold.
Yeah.
It's more the precipitation that gets me worried for turnovers.
Yeah.
But get rid of that. Hey, Goff gloves looked okay, man. Hey, put that gloves on. Hey, they looked all right,
Yeah. No, you're right. And that is the area that I am worried, like it is the outdoor element. However, I look at the Giants game. You look at some of those games earlier in the season versus later in the season outdoors. It's precipitation. Watching Goff last year in Lambeau was a totally different Goff than it is this year. It was a totally different team. And my hope is that there is no precipitation. From what I understand, the weather is looking probably as good as it possibly can be in Lambeau on January 8th. It's going to be. But yeah, I'm like, all in all, I think if we can ground pound, get that run game going, and what we saw out of J-Mo on that pitchback.
Hey.
I'm just saying.
That dude is fast. Okay.
Unreal.
I mean, look. I know. Hey, that is fast. That dude was flying. One last thing I got to throw to you because I need to know if you feel this way too. I feel like this coaching staff has great game plans against this Packers team. Every time they played them, right? They're 2-1, this coaching staff against Green Bay to this point.
Yeah.
And the one loss, which we were at, we led at halftime.
Yeah.
And it felt like we didn't have the horses to keep up. Like we had the one turnover, the messed up snap, and they had the big play coming out of half. It just felt like we didn't have the guys to bring ourselves back in that game. But I don't think that's the case anymore. Like you said, we're a whole different team. Like we got way more weapons than we had last year. And I think that's the difference to me is like, we're not that. We're going to be able to keep up with you. And I love our defense has played really well against Rodgers. I just feel like we've had great plans for that team every time we played him. I just think it's different. I think it's I don't think they look at them as that. It's just like, hey, dude, we're the better team here.
Literally. And I'm so glad you said that because it's different. And the narrative, the old narrative, like, holy crap, wouldn't it be a beautiful thing for the narrative to die of same old Lions on Sunday Night Football?
Yep.
For that narrative to die and to say, oh, the Packers are done. Rodgers is done. Rodgers, as a Packer, is done. Rodgers is an incredible quarterback he's incredible, and I'm not going to take anything away from him. But him as a Packer, maybe that's the finish line. Obviously, he had that huge deal, but as a whole, I think it really would show the crowning of the coming Detroit Lions in the future.
So you remember the Chicago game, man, and Rodgers was like, I still own you. I feel like that's the vibe that I think the Packers kind of feel that. I think Rodgers feels that. Like, I own that team.
Yeah.
So what happens when you lose this game? What do they have at that point, man? What did they have? They don't. They're third in the division. And Rodgers wasn't hurt this year.
No.
You lost at home, for a playoff spot. So to your point, like, whether or not we get in, it's spoiling that team makes me feel great about it because of all the offseason things, but also because I think what it means, to your point, what it shows. Like, there's no excuse to this, man. We're 3-1 in the last 4 against this team. Yeah. All right, we beat you at your house. You are supposed to win this game, man. You see the spreads. I'm like, how are they favored? Like you said, we're the better team, but hey.
Yeah. Well,
hey.
But that's a part of what I'm saying as well, though, because let's say the Packers make that playoff spot. They're the 7th seed, and they got to go play Minnesota. I don't think that they run back what they just did to them last week. It's possible because Minnesota's kind of, for lack of better terms, fake. But I really believe, looking at that, if the Lions get into that 7th slot, we absolutely wax Minnesota at their own home stadium and say, sorry, TJ, not today.
That's fact. Hey, look. Now here, I was saying, people think I'm crazy, and I wouldn't know if you think I'm crazy in this. I think the Lions get in, they win the NFC.
I'm sorry, the NFC what? Just to be clear, the NFC.
Look. If the Lions get in, they win the NFC, especially if they get in as the 7th seed and, Seattle takes that L because then the matchups will shift and, they will win the NFC if they get in. And
just
because
to be clear, you're saying they would go to the Super Bowl.
They would go to the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not as confident about the Super Bowl. I know the AFC's got some teams there. But think about it. Our first game would be likely who if we were the 7th seed?
Minnesota.
Dallas or Minnesota. Dallas or Minnesota, right?
Right.
I would rather have Minnesota. I know we're beating Minnesota.
Yeah, no, Dallas, I agree.
Dallas maybe a little less, but again, they're both indoors. It's both going to be great weather, obviously, because they're indoors. There's no team that really worries me other than maybe Philly because of the fact that Philly, they're going to be outdoors, right? And we know how they can run the football. That worries me because they're basically what we struggle with, they're going to basically have. That's the only team that worries me.
Right.
But aside from that, no, I think if we get in, we win the NFC. I would love to play San Fran. Can I throw that out? Hey, look, I would love to play San Fran in this.
Wow.
I think it's just perfect, man.
Wow. I mean, we might have to go. I might have to do an entire other live session with you just to understand this more because I'm with you in if we play Minnesota, if we got to the playoffs, play Minnesota, Lions win. I think Lions versus Dallas, Lions win. And I know we lost to them earlier in the season, but that was a different look. That was a different Lions team. That was a different Dallas team. And I think now, looking at both these teams, the Detroit Lions, statistically, the way we're moving, everything is better. Is better than it was then. It's better now, and I think we beat them now. San Fran.
Okay. Wait, let's hold on for San Fran. Keep going. Tampa Bay. Did we beat Tampa Bay?
Tampa Bay, you beat.
Okay, so there you go. Those are your division win, and then you have Philly.
Yeah, we don't beat Philly.
Okay, I'm not mad at that one. But I want San Fran. Give me San Fran, man. Philly's the most.
What about San Fran? Do you look at that? You're like, yeah, I think we could take that W because man, that team is clicking.
They're tough, but here's what I like though. And Nick Bosa is the X factor, and it's almost just like it doesn't really matter who your tackles is. They still have Bosa, and you don't. Yeah. So it's like, that's. But I did what I did. I had the Raiders game this weekend. Stidham, I saw him light him up pretty much. I mean, they're back in. I thought they just had guys running wide open all the time. So I love that. Second off, I love the weather. Going back to California, I love that. Okay, because it's outdoors, but it's gonna be warm. Goff, from the air, so it's like. Perfect. He's true. Back. He's feeling real comfortable over there. And it's Brock Purdy. I understand the thought of Goff's playoff experience, but he has it. Brock Purdy doesn't. And when I watch Brock, I'm like, well, that wasn't good. That was not a good decision. So you're having him in that moment. And what happens when he's trailing, right? We've seen that a little bit against the Raiders. So to me, man, I would love that matchup. And still, even though Bosa's still the dog that he is, we would maybe have the best tackles to match up with him other than Philly with Decker and Sewell. To handle that, it's like Jamal blocking in there. I would love that matchup.
Wow, bro, that would be so fun. It would be so fun.
It would be unreal.
Just to see, like, this is where I would love for the Lions to have a shot at the playoffs, because I think we would stun Minnesota, and we would stun the NFL and stun people. And, like,
yes,
I just think it would be one of the most fun comeback stories. And I know nobody has made the playoffs since 1970, starting 1-6, blah, blah, blah. But this team just needed to really click and learn how to play together. And we had some weird injuries early. But the young guys, man, the young guys have taken off. And for these young guys to be able to get into the playoffs this early in their career on the Detroit Lions would be, oh my God.
But to your point there, they don't know the playoff. They don't know what to expect. I feel like it's almost like the youth is kind of a good thing there.
Yeah.
Because there's not like, man, we're the 7th seed. It's like, okay,
we're in.
Like we beat all these teams basically that we're playing, and we can beat all of them. I mean, are the Giants a better team than the Lions? They're not even close. The game wasn't competitive, man. No. We were at their house.
Yep.
So that's my whole thing. Like, there's no one in the NFC, like, other than maybe Philly, that scares me a little. And still, Philly, we were right there with them.
Yeah,
we could have beat Philly.
We should have had Philly, but Hockenson ran that wrong route, pick 6.
Yeah.
I see it over and over again in my mind watching it.
You know, I forgot about that.
Pick 6. Yeah. He ran right. Goff throws left. Guy picks it off. I think it was Slay. Right. Was it Slay?
Oh, gosh, I don't even remember.
I don't know if it was Slay. I don't think it was.
I remember that play, though, now you're saying it.
Yeah.
It was like, we were like backed up, weren't we?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, man.
Hawk split right, throws it right into his arms, runs it back. We were probably on like the 15-yard line, 10 to 15-yard line. And that killed us, because what did we lose? We lost because of the pick 6. And then
lost by 3.
Freaking Seattle, man. Here it comes back to Seattle. Pick 6, once again, 48-45. Brokenness.
Man, you know, that's one of those games that don't count. We're not counting that game. That's
didn't exist.
There's a rule. If the other team doesn't punt, game doesn't count. That's my rule. We're not.
Is that so?
Yeah. Yeah, that one does not count. We don't talk about that one.
Bro, I do got to say, even like Dr. Detroit said it earlier. Dr. Detroit, I can't find your other one. But you brought it up and you said, who's just excited that Lions football in January matters? And I think, Dr. Detroit, you're right. Because, bro, I can't remember. What was the last time it mattered? 2016?
Yeah. Time is flying, man.
I was getting married.
You say that and it doesn't sound like long ago initially, and then I think about it, I'm like, oh my goodness, that was so long.
Yeah, because like the year, you're like, 2016, it's not that long. No, it's that long ago. It's almost 7 years.
That's nuts. I mean, and then they show the graphic. I'm like, wait, hold up, we're on there. We're one of the 4, longest droughts. I'm like, we were just in the playoffs.
Weren't we just
like,
in the playoffs?
No, we weren't.
Yeah. Nah, man.
Yeah,
all right. Let me just ask you, going into this game, and this way I don't want to take up too much of your time, but looking at our rookies, who have you been, like, I guess, most stunned by their growth, their performance, their development this season? And then which rookie is like, it doesn't even have to be a rookie. Who is a key player coming into this matchup against Green Bay for you that you're going to be looking at? So a rookie and somebody that you've just been stunned by this season, and then a key player going into Green Bay.
Okay, so key player going into Green Bay. I want to start there because
take me there.
For us or for I can give you both. Let me give you both. I'm gonna give you one for us. Ali McNeil, and I say this maybe not as much of. I feel like it is a lot about Green Bay, but that dude is so good. I mean, I see who's the most underrated player. To me, it's Aleem. Yeah. It's like no one talks about this guy. Like, I think there's a case with him, Kaminsky, like he might be the best D lineman we've had all year from start to finish, man. And the fact that he's added the pass rush to his game, it's crazy because he was not supposed to really be that. Like he has ability, but it wasn't supposed to be that. It was supposed to be Levi, and he's just like, I'm that now. It's crazy. Levi's outstanding. So I would say Levi because, like we talked about the run game, that dude can change a game like that. You get 1 or 2 negative plays, and it's 3rd and 10. Now what? So that changes everything. Rookie. Ooh, so what was the question? Rookie that I'm stunned by, or was it rookie that, like,
a rookie who surprised you? Like, we all knew that Hutch was going to be a guy, and like obviously some people were getting pissed early, like, he's not as good as he should be. No, give the man some freaking time. to figure it out. And after that Chicago game, he turned around and was exactly what we needed to be from then on out. But we all knew that he was going to get there. Which guy caught you by surprise?
Oh, it's got to be James Houston, man. I mean, I really wanted to think of another name because I was like, there's got to be someone else. But first, I'm trying to think, like, is there another guy? I mean, honestly, maybe Kirby. Maybe Kirby, because of the fact that Kirby Joseph, everything that you felt like he was good at in college, it seemed like immediately transitioned. Yeah. The things that you were a little worried about seem to still be there. But, like, the ball hawking ability, the way that he covers field, it's like, oh, he's already got that.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't think that he has that in his first year to just be able to plug in and start. And there's no issue with it when Tracy went out. But, yeah, it's got to be Houston, man. Because I'm sure you were the same way. I didn't know what Houston was going to be.
No.
I really didn't. I was like, maybe he's a pass rusher. Maybe he's a linebacker. I don't know. I thought he was the most like, hey, this dude he might not make the team, which I don't think he did. But he could be a stud because he is a crazy pass rusher. But he's also at Jackson State. He also is 6 foot, like 240. Like, he's not a pass rusher. But they've made it work, and it's like slowly coming along. And then last week, it's like this dude's playing on first down. Like, I did not see that coming, but could he end up being the best pick in the draft value wise of this entire draft? Probably.
Value wise, probably.
He might already be that. I mean, if we had to take it right now, he might already be that dude. 8 sacks, like, come on,
bro. James Houston, and even like Joseph Murdoch saying it, Rodgers hasn't seen Houston yet. He's going to be surprised with the speed. And it's true. Houston is incredible. I am so shocked. I was like, okay, maybe like linebacker, dropping him back. Like, I was kind of like, we'll see what this kid does. But I hate to say it, but wrote him off. I was like, I don't know if we're going to ever see this kid. This might be a bust, especially because we didn't see him for the first 6 weeks. Pretty sure he got cut and then was put on practice.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, maybe he just is one of those guys that doesn't pan out and we missed. No, we didn't miss. We hit. And then we shot an arrow through the bullseye again. And then you shot an arrow through that arrow again. Just saying, Robin Hood. You ever watch Robin Hood?
I watched the cartoon version.
Oh, with the fox?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a great one.
That's the one I've seen.
And then that's where they get the song, about Nottingham. I'm not going to sing it, but every town has its ups and downs. Sometimes the ups outnumber the downs, but not in Nottingham. There it is.
That was beautiful.
I'm inclined to believe that if we were so down, we would up and leave. I could do the whole thing. I'm not gonna.
You are killing that.
Yes, David Webster. He did get cut. I thought so. I thought that was accurate. Talk to me.
Real quick.
Talk to me.
Brad Holmes, executive of the year. He needs to be. I mean, it's not even a question at this point, man. It's no brainer. I don't know how he doesn't.
The only way he doesn't is if the NFL decides to rig it somehow, because the man is a genius. Like, I don't know what he's doing, or he's just so skilled at his job. He knows what he's looking for, and he hits. And he hits, and he hits. It's mind-blowing. Absolutely, I'm with you.
The staff that he must have hired, like that he's like put together, I mean, it's got to be unreal. Because they're just nailed. I mean, it's like maybe it takes a little bit of time because maybe the reason like guys seemingly take time is because either one, they're injured, or two, the defense hasn't put him out there. But then when they do, it's like, oh, the dude can play. And then it's like all the under the radar guys like John Kaminsky, Jerry Jacobs, Josh Reynolds, and you're just like, who are these dudes? Everything he's hitting on, and then even it's the idea that last season to not overreact, which easily could have done, and just said, hey, we're going to get a quarterback.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, this dude's going to work. Trust me. And now it's working. Everything. Unreal.
Yeah. And
it's turned around just crazy fast.
Bro, the amount of people, like, the fact that Brad Holmes was like, no, trust me, Goff, we're bringing him here. He's going to be the right fit. We just got to take some time and put the right pieces around him. He's going to work. And it took time, but the pieces are around him, and it's friggin' working. One thing that we got to see is Goff be able to hit J-Mo in stride, because J-Mo's he's a fast little boy, man. So we got to be able to, got to hit him.
Can't even see that dude, man. I mean, it's just like, oh my goodness.
Yo, his speed is unreal.
It's crazy.
It's unreal. I'm like, hit that pitch back. I can see it in my mind, and I am utterly flustered by it. But yes. Who didn't he hit on? Onwuzurike. Yeah, Onwuzurike's been the injury.
The injury, right? Or 7th round. I mean, you could throw like Chase Lucas in there, but I'm not. I mean, most of these guys, like we would cut 5th rounders in the past. Like they wouldn't even make the teams. It's like, remember Caleb Huntley? You know, some of these dudes, Ty Johnson, now he's still playing for the Jets. Like, this stuff doesn't happen anymore. A 7th round pick, but at least they're still technically kind of here.
Yeah.
Heck, this dude brought in Jared Davis, and I thought he was solid when he came in. Okay, I know. Look, Jared Davis is not the most loved. I think you were a Jared Davis guy, right? We're on board.
Yeah,
we both
I like Jared Davis. I think he's got a lot of potential, man.
There you go. And I mean, and then even the other moves. Like, I don't want to go on a long thing here, but Jalen Reeves-Maybin, like when he left, I was like, oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
It's like you don't even feel him. Malcolm steps in. It's like, okay, that's fine. And it's the coaching staff, I think, overlooks it because, and they kind of did. Like when they initially got Malcolm, they were like, oh, he's special teamer. And, you know, they were like, no.
Right?
No, he's not. We watched this dude like we've done our scouts on this, and we know that this guy can play. We're gonna give him to you, and then it's just when do you feel comfortable with him?
Yeah,
it's unreal. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a beautiful thing, man. And seeing the progression year after year, I'm excited. Like, it's cool to be in a position where I haven't been thinking about the draft for the last 5 weeks. You know, like I really haven't even thought about it. And now we're talking about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, I literally, like, the prospects I know are like really late because those are the reports I've done. I know none of the top guys.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be like, hey, who do you want at 6? No idea.
I have no idea. I haven't even thought about it, literally, until this conversation. I'm like, I haven't thought about it at all.
Nope.
Because you know what we're thinking about?
Think about that NFC Championship.
Well, I was going to say beating the Packers, but yeah.
We'll get you there.
We just got to beat the Packers. Just got to beat the Packers. Now, I don't know the chances of this baby getting extended to 8 teams, and I'm not going to hold my breath for it. But I just want to spoil Aaron Rodgers. I don't want him getting in. Can't stand him.
Right. You see that little McAfee thing? I'm sure you saw the McAfee video.
I saw the McAfee thing.
You see him just like giggling in the background. That's what got me. Like, look at this dude.
Yep. Just the hard part is it's just so arrogant. I'm like, my guy.
Yeah.
Like, my guy.
That's what I'm talking about. He coming in like, he has that Bears mentality. We own this team. Okay. Until you don't. That you own them until you don't.
You own
right?
them until you
don't. And I'm picturing, man, is when we take that knee and that sideline losing it. That Lions sideline going crazy, man.
Bro.
I mean, if you have that Gatorade, I mean, maybe it's not so it's cold, but this would be the game to dump it on him, no matter what happens, wouldn't it? I mean, that feels like the fair moment to do it.
Absolutely,
you know, dump the Gatorade. We finished 8-2, man.
Absolutely,
it's about as good as it gets.
You know what? And I think even the national media would understand it. They'd be like, "All right, well, the Seahawks won. You didn't make it into the playoffs, but we support this because you finished 8-2 and you dethroned Rodgers in Lambeau. Yeah, you Gatorade dump him."
You know what? You know Rodgers. Like if they're losing and you know it's kind of he won't even. Rodgers is the type of dude be like, I gotta go to the bathroom and not come back. Like, hey, I'm hurt. Like, come on, man. He's you know he ain't gonna stand there and take it. They ain't gonna let them zoom in on his face. No, man. No.
He'll walk off. He'll do his ayahuasca and that's the end.
I'm with you though. It's that feeling of arrogance you get because it's just like I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just like you gotta. Get him because you're right. It's like there's a reason I think to be confident because it's not just being confident because you're hoping. It's being confident because you know you're the better team.
Yep. I'm with you, man. All right. So then, with that being said, prediction for Sunday. What's the you got a score prediction or you got a thought there?
Ooh. It's definitely a win. I know it's gonna be a dub. What? Ooh, man, do I want to go like double? I can't. I don't think I can go double digits. I think the game means too much. Nah, I think I can. You know what? Early prediction. This is probably gonna change. I'll go 30-17 Lions.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
That's
kind of where I'm at right now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Feeling it. I'm Jordan Love in, man. Yeah.
I mean, I'm feeling 31-24 Lions. So.
That's a legit win though. That 31-24. That's tough. Yeah.
Yep.
Like. Who's finishing with the ball? Them or is it us?
It's them, but it's them struggling to just get those last 6 on there.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Say, hey, run it back just like last time, man. They're at our 20, can't get in.
Oh my God. Hey, man, dude. Thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate it. Everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for liking the stream. Thank you for everything in the chat. We got a bunch of people dropping their thoughts in 27-16. I don't know who's winning that one. 33-28-ish. I don't know who's winning that one. Lions win 34-17. I like it. 34 equals 21 Lions. Interesting. I like it. Lions. Hey, I'm seeing a lot of Lions.
Yeah, there's a lot of confident predictions in here too, man. The 45-20 is
wow, 45-20. I didn't even see that one. Wow, Lions.
There's some
28.
confident picks, man.
Dude, that's Squirtle with the glasses on there. I love that episode when he's in the motorcycle gang. That one's so good, and he's just rolling around, and then he becomes Ash's Pokemon. It's a great time.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. All right, wow. All right, looks like the chat thinks that the Detroit Lions are taking the W. We are with you. We believe it's going to happen. It should happen. It will happen.
Oh, are you going to Lambeau for this game? Oh
no,
you said you
I wish I
people
was.
Over. I know, I had to ask, man.
Are you going?
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Nah, man. I mean, my goodness, it'd be nuts, wouldn't it? No, man, you're going to have some people over. I get it, man.
Yeah, you know what? A buddy of mine was like, his brother-in-law bought him tickets. So the two of them are going out. I was like, oh, man, I'm so jealous.
That's sweet. Yeah. That's sweet, man. Hey, those seats that we had, though, like I did. I'm not going to lie. I looked at the ticket prices. I know I'm not going. But I did look, and I was like, can I get those seats?
How much were they?
You know, dude, they weren't that bad. I think they were like about $150. You know, I mean, it's.
Bro, for a playoff game?
Yeah. At Lambeau, like, I would expect those to be cost a lot more. I was like, not bad.
Dang, dude.
Those were sweet seats, man.
They were great. They were great. Nobody was spilling beer on your back. You know, I was the guy, you were the guy yelling into, like, people's ears below us. It was a great time.
That was you. That was you, man. You were the one with the signs, you know. You came in with the sign, I love Goff. Like, you had it all going, man.
Oh, I can't wait for somebody to believe
like,
that.
Man, you can't see it. You're way up there, dude.
Just some dude in the background. Oh, that's a good one. All right, man. Well, hey, thanks for hanging out, Dose. And thank you, everybody, for being here. You guys can obviously catch out Dose of Dion 2.0 over on his channel. You already know about him. You already love him because he is the best. And,
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, dude. You know, that's it. That's the end of the story. And have an enjoyable day. We'll be back. If the Lions win, I might be live streaming at midnight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you send me that link, too, if you're doing it.
Done deal.
Yes.
Done deal. All right.
Okay.
All right, so everybody, be back here Sunday night about 11:30, 11:45 for a victory.
Hey, already scheduled that thing.
Done.
Put that thumbnail up now. Yeah.
And it's going to say Victory Sunday.
Yep. Victory Sunday. Money.
All right. All right. Thank you, everybody. Catch you later.